Hey everybody, welcome back. So here we are today in Design Space with some exciting updates that have taken place over the last week or so. So we've all been waiting for Design Space updates to come through, and we've been waiting specifically for 6.9 to drop. And the reason for that is because there is a new feature in Design Space called Kerning, and of course mine has been a week coming in. It still didn't come today, and my friend texted me last night and said that she'd got it, so I was like, oh, I must get it soon. And then this morning it still wasn't there, so I decided to do a forced update on my laptop and basically make Design Space update to 6.9, and it worked. So here is Design Space 6.9 on the screen. Looks exactly the same. Let's just go over to the three lines at the top left, and I'm going to go down to what's new, and this is where you can see what each update was for. So we can see we've got 6.8 and 6.9 as our new ones. I was running 6.7 this morning until I did my update. So new in 6.8 is improved security. It's a new sign-in screen. You'll see that when your update happens. It's a little bit different now. To be honest, I don't think it's going to affect us as a user. It's more for their side of things. So just making sure that all our information that we put in is secure. If you have got Cricut Access renewing on a monthly basis, you'll be keeping your credit card details or whatever on the system. So they are obviously in possession of your financial information. So I guess that this is for that as well. And then 6.9, this is the one we've all been waiting for, kerned fonts. Space matters. Kerned fonts mean that the text you enter will have optimal spacing between each character. Now, when you search for a font, you'll see the kerned filter turned on by default. We think you're going to love it, and love it. I absolutely do. I'm going to show you now. Let's just click off this. So what I'm going to do is click on the text box, and I've already got October Twilight in there as my font, as you can see, because that's the one I use really regularly for my cake toppers. And I'm just going to type in what I would type in normally for a cake topper. So let's do happy 50th birthday. Birthday. Let's pick a name. Sarah. Sarah's 50. Don't know who Sarah is. Just made her up. Okay, so as you can see, all of the letters are joined up. We don't need to ungroup them. We don't need to ungroup to letters. We don't need to move them around to join them together anymore. It's automatically happening. The only thing I would say that I don't like is that my words are bunching up over each other in the line. So we're going to have to change that. So I'm just going to click on the line space and make it bigger and do it that way. You could also go over to advanced and ungroup it to lines and move them around as letters individually if you wanted to. The other thing that I'm interested to show you today is that with these words that I've typed out here, you can see they're joined together, but they've still got like a line here and a line here, which I am not convinced as to whether we need to weld still or not. So I'm going to give that a little bit of a test now, because weld is still available to be used as a feature down at the bottom. So I'm going to do a couple of test cuts and see which one cuts out better and whether it does need welding. So I'm just going to hide this happy birthday, and I've prepared the two lines of text already. So what I've done, the top one is welded. As you can see, it's exactly how we'd normally do it. I've just typed it out on my screen, and then I've just gone down to the bottom and I've welded it. As you can see, it's not available to weld now. But when I welded it, the little lines have disappeared here. So you can see these ones have still got the lines, and this is the unwelded one, and weld is still available there to use. So I'm going to cut that on the machine now and just have a look at how that comes out. The two lines of text have cut out on the machine now, and as you can see, they have both joined together. There's no cutting through the letters. They're all joined up. It's fab. I was a bit skeptical at first as to whether that would work, but it does appear to. I've also just wanted to cut out this one at the bottom that just says Kerning testing. That is just to see if that font looked good as well. That is double whipped and it's available on Cricut Access. The top one, as I said before, is October Twilight. This is for commercial use on Creative Fabrica for about $8, or you can use it for personal use from Da Font as well. But as I use it for the majority of my cake toppers, I thought I would buy it. So the next little test that I'm going to do is just do some writing, because I want to see whether it writes the way that I expect it to, or whether it's going to put the little lines in. So now that I've figured out that I don't need to weld, I'm hoping that it's going to just draw the outlines like I expect it to. I'm going to have a look at a couple of writing fonts as well and see whether they are really well joined up or whether they are going to require any adjustments. So let's have a look at that next. All I'm going to do now then is just select the one that I haven't welded, because I can still change the font on this, and I'm going to go up to October Twilight there, and I'm going to change this to only kerned fonts. That should have been on as default, so I'm not quite sure why that didn't. So Storyteller is one of my favourite fonts, and it's not a kerned font, so it doesn't appear on here. So if I get rid of that and then I type in Storyteller again, it's there now, as you can see. But if I click on kerned fonts, it's going to disappear. So when you've got the box checked for kerned fonts only, that is going to give you just fonts that have the capability of becoming cursive. So bear that in mind when you're searching for a font. To be honest, I would prefer it if when you see all your fonts here, there was like a little star or a little K maybe, or something to show you that it has the potential to be kerned. Because when I'm browsing for a font, I don't always want to just see cursive fonts. I want to scroll through like I am now and just see everything. So that could be a bit of a problem with it, but it's early days, so hopefully things will change in further updates, and maybe, you never know. One other thing we need to mention as well is that this is only available on desktop, not on apps, phones, and tablets, things like that. So you're going to need a desktop computer again for this feature. Okay, so let's find a writing font. So let's go over to filters and we want writing. And I'm going to click on Kern so I can get one nice and easy. So this one is one I like. Let's have a look what it comes out like. It's very slow. Right, there we go. So what I'm going to do now is go up to my operation. I'm going to change that to draw with the pen. And you can see now there's a gap here. Let me just undo that. Was that there before? Yes. How strange. So the T's for some reason aren't joining on. That's interesting. And neither is that X there. I wonder if that's like how you'd write it. Maybe. Anyway, let's go back up to draw. I'm going to draw that now and see how that comes out. So this is the result of the writing font, and as you can see, it hasn't really done it perfectly. It's missed out the middles of the D's and it hasn't joined a couple of the letters together, but you know, that's no biggie, is it? We can deal with that, I guess. Hopefully, as I say, things will improve as the updates keep coming out, but for now, it's a brilliant start. I'm really pleased with it, and hopefully we'll get some more updates really soon. So I hope you found this video to be useful. If you have, drop me a like down below, subscribe, and if there's any comments that you've got, questions, please drop them down below as well. Have a great week, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye!